where service is the jewel in the rock of attainment.
Yes.
Excuse
but you
me.
understand, when you do what is termed as to glue a piece of copper on the bottom, which is a metal, on the bottom of what is termed as a moccasin, you're going to be flexing. Your feet will move, and it will loosen what is termed the copper disc.
Oh, I see. You're right.
Can I?
Go ahead, Ann.
Yeah,
Indeed.
we've got it. Yeah, we have it posted, and people have been sending in information about the manufacturers that do make shoes. They're usually sandals, and they have a series of small little copper discs to match pretty much like, I think, the toes or whatever. And to make a conduit, I think that the soles I don't know if the soles are leather or not, but the copper compensates. And those are already manufactured and can be bought. And I think I already have it posted on Raising Vibrations page of our website.
Wonderful.
And then I wear they're hard to find, but I live in my soft-soled moccasins. They're just like wearing a glove. They're very thin, like Zora says, and I love to go out and sit under my olive tree with my feet flat on the ground there, because we don't have grass, we have rocks, and that doesn't feel good on bare feet. So that's the way I compensate, yeah.
Indeed. Yes, so when you do what is termed as to connect yourself or ground yourself to Mother Earth, that is your roots, that is your energy. When you go out into Mother Nature and you walk upon the grass or the dirt or the rock, you are still receiving energy through your feet into your body, and that is healing your body. You understand?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Mara.
By doing that, you are canceling out disease. You are canceling out sickness because you are grounding to Mother Earth that is a healer. Mother Nature, the healer. And that is what it is.
Thank you. Zora,
Indeed.
talking about Mother Earth or Mother Gaia,
Indeed.
Can you tell us about, we're still continuing to have these storms that are going across, the world, the United States.
Some of the storms are what is called a cleansing technique for cleansing Mother Gaia. Others are what is called a creation from man's thoughts, from man's attitude. I will explain. You have what is called, as I have said before, thought is a creator, as thought always is. Whatever you think, you will manifest. So be very thoughtful of what you think. When it comes to what's termed weather, in many cases, a multitude of beings can think bad weather or bad attitudes, and the weather acts accordingly to your attitude. Thinking fair weather by having good thoughts, by creating good thoughts, you can change the weather. That I can most affirmatively assure you.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to go out in a mass of peoples, come together, say, what is the area of Alaska in the wintertime, you could change the weather in that vicinity where you all gather together just by thinking fair weather, warm weather, the temperatures will rise. Actually watch them rise on a barometer, outside temperature. And you can watch this happen right before your eyes and prove to yourself that you are powerful beings. You are gods and goddesses. You are not complainers. You are not what is termed negativity givers. You are gods and goddesses, and you are not, I repeat, you are not weak, by no means. You have the power, which is called sailors, a ship of sailors. They would get together and they would think fair weather for their journey. They would all agree they would have fair weather for their journey. And what did they have? Fair weather. It is done all the time. You have what is called the Native Americans. If they wish to have what is termed, and they were having a drought, and they wish to have rain, they would do a rain dance. Many people would scoff or laugh at that, but I can assure you, a rain dance works if done in the proper way. Now, there is no need for you to have drought on your planet. Do what is termed as get a bunch of what is called, well, you could do it yourself, but you can also get a bunch of Native American rain dancers to do a rain dance in the areas where they're having drought. And I can assure you that drought will end because you're all in one accord, in one thought, to bring forth the rain. And it will rain, or it will snow if you want snow. That was proven in what was termed, in a state called Illinois. Was it not, Quasar?
That is true.
Tell them what occurred. Down in the southern part of Illinois, yes?
Yes, we had one of our members, or one of our family members, lives in central Illinois. And he had said that in his community there was drought. And he didn't know how to help those people. And Zora had mentioned to him that he needed to gather the people together and invoke that through going through their God, going through their own God essences, right, and ask that they have rain. And they had to do that, I don't know, did you say that in succession, in days until it would rain?
Yes, of course.
Right. And of course, they did that, and then eventually they did get rain. But it took all of them as a group, because anytime you, for people that pray as a group, or if you want to call upon changes to occur, you think about it all together as a group, and it will manifest. Whatever it is that you focus and concentrate on, it will manifest. And then that is what they finally experienced. And they experienced
Indeed.
the rain, that they really needed badly.
They really desperately needed it. So what they did was they did this exercise, and they also put what is termed as a time limit upon it to reach it at that specified time. And then they did what was termed straightway. They gathered together in a barn, and they all agreed that they would have to end the drought. They gathered together, every day at a certain time they would come together, which was usually in the evening. They would all come together, and they would have a ceremony, such as a rain ceremony, as it's so termed, and they all agreed that they would have rain for their crops. And then what was termed as the universal being, the universal, what is called universal law, come together and brought forth what they were manifesting, the rain. And it came at a time when what is termed as the meteorologists or the weather peoples were predicting more summer weather. And suddenly they said that there was a system in the central part of the state suddenly received rain when it was not even forecast.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you change the weather? Yes. Change your attitude and you change the weather. Give good thoughts to areas where you have areas that are being subject to what is termed terrible weather. And
tornadoes, for example.
Tornadoes. Yeah,
hurricanes.
When it comes to tornadoes, as I have said before, if you do what is termed, if you want to save your structures, do not close your windows, open them. Contrary to what you are told. When a storm is coming and there's a surety of a tornado or a twister or whatever, equalize the pressure from the outside to the inside, and you will not lose your structures.
Right.
That
but you have
fact.
to also try. Right.
You can also you can totally eliminate what is termed the threat of tornadoes by building a 150-foot pyramid in your community. Make it the same dimension, the type dimensions as the pyramid of Giza or Giza, and you do what is termed as line the structure with copper cable. Understand? And when you've done this, you shall eliminate the threat of tornado and extremely bad weather. It will deviate from your area. That I assure you.
Thank you, Zora. You know, while you're, perhaps maybe at this time, maybe we can go ahead. I have a few questions that were sent online, and we can go ahead and get started with that. And then maybe after that, would you like to do the pulse before we take on further questions from the audience?
If you desire, yes.
Or would you like to do the pulse first before we do the rest of the questions and answers?
Well, I could do that. That way we may have people that will call in with testimonies of the healing. Okay.
I do want to say, though, before I forget, that one of the questions had to do with pets, and I thought maybe we could you could discuss that or shed your light on what happens to our pets, once they pass on, et cetera, et cetera. So you could go ahead and start with your pulse.
When you lose what is termed as a beloved animal, and you have loved it greatly, then the animal will also go into what is termed as a fifth-dimensional body. And when you have reached your fifth-dimensional body, you will be rejoined with your beloved animal. Is that what you were asking?
Well, that's part of it. But at this point, however, will that animal as well, when we ascend, will that animal also go in body to the fifth dimension?
You're speaking of the animal that is alive?
Yes.
At the time that you transition over?
Correct.
Well, as I have said before, you have what is called individual choice, yes?
Yes.
So if it's the individual choice of the animal to go with the ascending owner, then that shall be. However, if the animal has chosen otherwise, it will continue on its life.
Oh.
It's individual choice.
Also for the pet.
Indeed. They're no different than the humans. They have individual free choice as well. And if they desire to ascend, they shall do so. If they choose to continue on their journey in the body, on the planet, they can do that also.
So when they ascend, if they, when they ascend, can they move into a human body at all, or not? Or will they still be a pet?
Oh, well, that is a good question. Nice question. Anyway, yes, they can. What is called evolution will allow them to, and many people have done so. In a prior life, they were an animal.
Correct.
Of some sort. So yes, it is quite probable that they would be doing so if that is their journey.
Okay. And then if you have
their choice.
Right. And if you have several pets who have already passed on, will one be able to recognize them once everybody moves into the fifth dimension fully or ascended?
If it is the desire of the animal to be reunited with its prior companion or owner, then that would be so. But then again, it is the choice of the animal.
I see. Anne, was there any other questions that you might have in regards to pets?
I don't know. I think this is really something that all of us, we all love our pets. And I knew that this question would be of interest to almost all of our listeners. So I think you've covered it nicely. That if they've already, it was initiated by one of our regular listeners who is in Cancun, I think, and she had just lost her beloved pet and wanted to know if somehow she could be reunited with it after she ascends. And I think Zora answered that in the very beginning, that the pet would be there in 5D waiting for her. And I think Zora even told us in an earlier call that our pets will soon be speaking to us as well.
Indeed, in fifth dimensional.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I think that gives peace of mind to all of us who, some of our pets are our very best friends and companions, and life wouldn't be the same without them, and I think they feel the same way. Thank you, Zora.
That's right. Thank you, Zora. Okay, well, would you like to do our pulse, and then we can continue with questions?
If you desire.
Okay, I think we could probably use some wonderful energy healing from you. Thank you, Zora. You're the best.
Indeed. Well, all right, we shall do the healing pulse. Let us begin. First off, I would like for those that have what is termed as corrective lenses to remove them. If you have not already been healed, that is. Anyway, remove them. If you have contact lenses, remove them also. If you have what is termed as in any type of hearing aid, you might wish to take them out or turn them down, because they, in very few moments, you may not need them any longer. And for those who have what is termed as only way of getting around is by wheelchair, and but you are completely whole except for the inability of walking, and also those that are what's called any other type of walking assistance apparatus or getting around apparatus, such as wheelchairs. Prepare yourself, because I'm going to send forth a healing pulse, and it is going to give you strength in your legs. It is going to give you strength in your spines, strength in your feet, strength within your body, to do away with these accessories that enable you to move about and able to see and to hear. So, that being said, we shall commence. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All of you are now receiving a healing warmth entering through your heart mind, or what is termed as your heart chakra, entering into your body. It is a warm, soothing energy. And you are receiving this energy now. And it may come in the form of tingling, a tingling warmth, or just a tingling. In some cases, it may be a coolness, depending where you are. Either way, you are feeling these feelings or essence. So, we are having what is termed as the energy has entered through your heart mind into your chest cavity. And while it is there, it will be doing what is termed as spreading outward through your chest, in the case of females, through your breasts. And you are feeling a warmth in areas where you are having discomfort, such as you have been diagnosed with cancer from a lump on your breast. Put your hand upon where the lump was, because it is no longer. You may have difficulty doing this, or you may have difficulty in trying to find a lump, because the lump has been removed. And those who have what's termed the breast cancer, been diagnosed with it, you are under treatment for it. If you desire, you can heal it yourself. Put your hand upon your breast, wherever the area is, and say, I demand from the Lord God of my being the experience of complete and total healing from the cancer. Go ahead and do that. And then feel the warmth envelope the area where the cancer was. In the case of bone cancer, you cannot touch the bones, but you can visualize your bones being in total and complete health. And you can also say, from the Lord God of my being, I demand the experience of complete and healthy bones, strength in bones. And the bone cancer has been eradicated. Then go to your doctor that had diagnosed your bone cancer and let him verify that you are healed by examining your bones. And he will be shocked, because he will discover that is so. Now, those who have cancer of the breast, cancer of the lungs, as I said before, you are the healer. Why? Because you are gods and goddesses. Gods and goddesses do not get ill. They create. They manifest. As I have said before, thought is the creator, as thought always is. Whatever you think you shall create or you shall be. By doing what is termed as stating that your body is in complete health, or by saying, "From the Lord God of my being, I demand the experience of absolute and complete healing of my body. It shall be so, because you have created it." From thought. Think of it this way. As a creator, you create perfect body. You create perfect reality. And by assuring yourself of this, it shall be so. Now, the energy is going upward into what is termed the vault of knowledge, and straightway you are feeling a warmth between your ears in the organ known as the brain. And you are feeling this energy permeate all areas of the brain. It is now doing what is termed as dropping down through what is termed as the connection between the head and the spine. The spine, many are experiencing curvature of the spine. You do not need to do this. You do not need to have curvature of the spine. If you have this affliction, I ask you to stand and then straighten your body gradually. Do not do it suddenly. Gradually raise and straighten your body. You can and you will. Now, the energy is spreading outward through what is termed the skull of the head into the inner ear. The inner ear is areas of your inner ear consisting of your eardrums that have been damaged through accident or through birth. Those are being healed even as we speak. You are maybe hearing a squeal in your hearing aids. That is because you need to remove them or turn them down even more. Turn them down to the lowest setting and you will still hear just as you did before. The energy is spreading outward into what is termed inward, in behind your optical nerves, and it is addressing issues such as glaucoma, such as cataracts, such as macular degeneration. All of these issues are being rectified as we speak. To prove it to yourself, go into your laboratory, rinse your eyes out, and see if you see little dark flakes in the sink. If you see that, your cataracts are gone. Your glaucoma is gone. Your macular degeneration is improving straightway. You are seeing better than you had before. And that shall continue to occur. By rubbing your hands together, putting your hands one on one temple, one on the other temple, or right next to your eyes, both sides of your head. Do this on a daily basis when you get up, and you will notice your sight shall continue to improve until it is back to 2020. Indeed, now the energy is doing what is termed as going into behind what is termed as the nostrils, into areas of breathing, such as through the nose. You're having difficulty breathing through the nose. You do what is termed as to put one hand behind your head, one hand in front of your head, in front of your nose, and say to yourself, the Lord God of my being, I demand the experience of complete and utter breathing ability. If you have the asthma, speak that name forth to eradicate it. And then do what is termed as to take 3 deep breaths and notice you no longer have a constriction of breathing through the nose. If you have what is termed as issues with what is called nasal passageways being clogged, they are now opened. And your oxygen supply that you carry with you in a tank, you will be using less of. And soon you will not need it at all, because you are straightway healed. Now, the energy is dropping downward through the throat area and into the mouth. You have upper palate, lower palate, the gums, gum disease is being healed, cancer of the mouth, upper palate, cancer of the mouth, lower palate, is also being eradicated. There is no need for you to use what is called chemotherapy for rendering the cancer of the mouth away. What is termed as the chemotherapy, or what is termed radiation treatment, kills healthy cells of the body. It does not, what is termed, kill the cancer. It does what is termed as metamorphosizes the cancer, such as puts it into a cocoon state, or disguises it as another cell that is not being sought after. It is like a butterfly. It is a caterpillar, and it goes into hibernation, into what is termed as a cocoon, and then it comes forth as a full-fledged adult butterfly. Same with cancer. It is metamorphosized into a cell that is not being looked for. Therefore, it goes into a cocoon state and then comes back forth to kill the host. That is what cancer does when it is treated with radiation or chemotherapy. That is not the answer to the disease. It is a simple temporary fix. And it is not a fix. It is a deceptor. Now, many of you wonder, where does cancer come from? I will explain. In your olden times, you had what was termed as campfires. Many people used campfires to warm their homes, to warm themselves out in the wild. All the time, they were doing what was termed as ingesting what is termed from the fire, the smoke, and what is termed what was the type of wood they used for fireplaces and campfires? Oak wood. Why? Because it burned hotter and longer. But it had a flaw. It had in its bark a parasitic fungus called cancer or gall. Gall is the purest form of cancer on a oak tree, or also on what is termed as the mistletoe. Now, gall is what is termed as a parasitic fungus, and when it is processed in what is termed tobacco plants, in tobacco plants, one parasitic plant is what is called mistletoe. Mistletoe is as you know, is used in the holidays, but that is not harmful. What is harmful is the gall that grows on oak trees and tobacco plants. It is a fungus, and it is processed in the procession of tobacco when they make what is called cigars and cigarettes, and it is ground together in with the tobacco, and it is processed into your cigars and cigarettes, and people can contract cancer that way. But you can also contract cancer from your fireplace, especially if you burn oak wood. The way to get around this is to strip the bark from the oak and then burn the oak wood, because this fungus is on the oak bark, not the tree beneath. Oh, I should get back to what is termed as the healing post. Sorry, I got away on the tangent, as it's so termed. Anyway, the energy now is dropping down into what is termed as your stomach area, and in what is called your digestive system, and the energy is straightway rectifying any issues in the stomach, in what is termed the digestive system, and then dropping down into what is termed the reproductive organs. And we will venture to be there for a short time. And the energy is spreading outward through the groin area of the male, and what is termed as the vaginal area of the woman. Reproductive organs, they are being rectified and healed. So if you have the desire to have children, you may have that blessing. If you do not desire to have what is called the children, then you must do what is called protect yourself, even if you think you are not able to have their children, because I can assure you, you can. And so energy is being diverted down into what is termed the hips and the lower back area, the hips of your body. Many people are having discomfort in those areas due to hip replacement or things of this nature. That is also being rectified and healed. The energy is now dropping down into what is termed the upper thighs, down into down into what is termed the knees, into what is termed the ankles and the feet, and down the arms, through the rotator cuffs, being healed. Raise your hands above your head. You can do it. And the energy being pulled down to the elbows, down into the area of the wrist, to do away with carpal tunnel issues there, and being pulled out through your fingertips. And now, any people who are suffering from arthritic rheumatoid arthritis, you no longer have that. It is being pulled from your body as we speak. Any issues in any muscles or any what is termed joints of the body Also, that it is attacked by arthritic pain is also being pulled from your body at this time and out through your toes. Now, it is done, it is finished, so be it.
Yes, Dora, thank you so much. That was very powerful and very helpful, I know, to many of our listeners. Okay,
now
we only have about...
questions.
Yes, absolutely. I have one more question, and then I'll have Lady Nada take over. There was a question online also in regards to what is mana. Remember in the Bible, it's spoken about the food of the gods, which is manna that came down. Will we ever be able to rediscover it again? And is that something that will help with ascension? So I guess, first of all, is there manna presently here on our surface? And what was it?
It is like a wafer, a bread. It is like and it fell down from what was termed as from the sky. But it did not actually fall from the sky. It fell from a ship that was in the clouds. And it rained down upon the Israelites and covered areas of the ground. And it was little round wafer-type bread things that was rained from the ship. They were nourished for nourishment. They are used in what is called intergalactic travel. Yes, you will see them again. You will see it again, and you will partake of it if you desire.
Okay.
And yes, manna is a food from the heavens.
Yes, so it is actually like a food of the gods, correct?
Indeed, it is.
Okay. Well, I think I'm pretty much finished with all of the questions from online. There was one other, and I think we'll leave that for Mother, Father God, or Catherine to maybe answer that on a Wednesday call at some point, and that had to do with whether the people that are channeling are actually authentic, and how do they do it, etc. Is that all right, Anne?
It's fine with me. We have about 12 minutes left. I'm trying to decide who I will choose to try to get a couple of quick questions in. Yeah, I think that's more appropriate for Catherine and Mother God to answer. And Catherine has answered that once before. She can feel the beauty of the energy and the love. It just overwhelms her with the love. So that's from her perspective. And she can't speak for the other channelers, and we can't judge one another. So.
Okay. Well, I'll leave the rest to you now, dear.
Okay, sweetie. We got 11 minutes, folks, and I'm going to start with the person who's been waiting 57 minutes. I'm asking for your first name and your location, and try to make your question very clear and brief in area code 817.
Yes, this is Jim from Texas.
Yes, Jim.
My question is I've always been under the impression there was not going to be a revaluation of the currency till we had the security in the banks and we were under the republic and we had the gold-backed security, the currency, and we don't have that yet, so how could we go ahead and have a RV?
Well, you're going to have revaluation because it is needed most desperately now. And on top of what is termed, as you were speaking of, are you speaking of Nasara or the new government?
Well, I was always under the impression we were going to have Nasara before we had a reval, because that would give us secure. The banks would be under the basil tree, and we'd have security, and there wouldn't be any chance of them doing us like they did in Cyprus. we have no security right now. The banks own our money when we deposit until we get under the republic and then the gold standard. We can't trade a gold-backed currency like Iraq has for a fiat currency like we have.
Indeed. Well, Nasara will be coming straight forth after the RV, as you term it, and the Nasara law shall be enacted at that point. And then you are also doing what is termed as the release of your U.S. Treasury notes, ones that will be stating U.S. Treasury upon them, and not your Federal Reserve notes. And this will all come as a domino effect once what is termed the TCR has been enacted. And so rest assured you are going to have what is called a new governance. You're going to have Nasara, and you're going to have the Saint Germain Trust will also be coming forth. And I can assure you, your what is called your three-letter agency has been a problem for you. It shall be disbanded quite rapidly, and you shall have the security that you are seeking, because what is termed as the Galactic Federation of Planets shall bring this about.
Wonderful. Thank you. And thank you, Jim. I've just closed your line. I'm going to move on to area code 352, who's been waiting a full hour. Your name, location, and quick question, please. We have 8 minutes. There you are.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. Up until now, I've been, I'm 82 years old. I've had good health. I've played tennis and golf and everything else. And all of a sudden, I start getting problems like gout. I got a muscle in my throat that keeps me from swallowing. My blood pressure shot up. I have another cancer of the bone marrow. And I'm thinking, this is a case of just plain falling apart here. What could there be something in the restructuring of the DNA that has happened, created these things all at one time, or can you tell me that?
Well, you have what is termed as an oversoul. Indeed.
Of what? Oversoul?
An oversoul.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
We're hearing an echo. Can you turn off your computer sound? But we're running out of time, too. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's hard for us to hear things twice.
Hearing you twice now.
Does that work all right?
Yeah. I think it stopped.
Does this work now?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, let's just see what Source tells you about this. It could be all these new energies coming in.
That is what it is now, yes. You have what is called the oversoul, and it is what is termed as the blueprint of your makeup. And they have what is called your body will be doing from here on. And you are coming to that point where you are going to one of two things. You are either going to transition early, or you are going to transition with your body. Now, but that choice is completely up to your oversoul. So, but you are definitely having a change in your DNA that is also going to transmute your body as well. It is also making your body younger than what you are. And you will also be able to do what is termed as to choose whatever age group that you want to be for the remainder of your existence. Did this help you?
That's interesting. I've already turned him off. He was allowed one question, and the echo was continuing. But that was interesting
Indeed.
for all of us. That was very, and I'm sure that that would apply to many of the other listeners, Zora, because of these new energies.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to open up someone in, it looks like 496, but it could be an overseas call as well. And we've only got 4 minutes left, so your name and location in question.
Anne, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go right ahead, please.
This is Gisela from Germany.
Yes, Gisela, hi.
I want to thank you for everything, and Father God, too. I want to ask when the revaluation comes. Does it happen here in Germany, too?
It happens everywhere. All currencies shall be revalued to a higher state of value once the GCR has concluded. You are doing what is termed as, you will probably have the revaluation of the European countries no later than the first week of January. Most likely, shortly thereafter.
I'm sorry, I tried to preview the next one open, but they've got noise going on. Okay. I'm trying to keep everybody tight on these questions. We're down to 3
Indeed.
minutes. So you said the European countries, their RV will be, you said in January? I'm sorry I interrupted there.
Oh, there are many countries shall be revaluing. Yugoslavia and others, Germany and France and Switzerland, and what is termed as Poland and all these others will also be revaluing as well. And so, yes, you're going to see a difference in your economy for the better quite shortly.
You know, it was kind of interesting to me. I'm going to ask this question because I was of the impression when they threw the switch, it would happen worldwide. But I noticed you commented the first 4 the currencies would be in the first basket, and now you're speaking of the other countries in Europe
basket.
will follow in. Huh?
That would be part of the second basket.
Yeah, so it isn't all going to happen at one big switch all around the world all at one time then. There will be different stages or baskets.
Yes, there will be different stages, but there will also be, many of them will go simultaneously. As you know, you only have what is called
Mhm.
December. And you're in that tomorrow, yes?
Yes.
And so you only have, 30 days, and then you will be in January. And then currencies will also be revaluing then. So, yes, it is simultaneous.
Yeah, well, that's interesting, but it isn't quite exactly simultaneously. If some will happen the first day of December and some will happen, say, the first day of January. So that's good information that we've never had before. Thank you so much, sir. I'm going to let you close the call. We're down to 50 seconds. I'm so grateful you took time for us.
Indeed. Well, and I will say one more time that you are gods and goddesses, and remember that, because that is where your energy lies, that is where your creative ability lies, and once you realize this wholeheartedly, and what is termed with your subconscious and conscious minds coming together, there will be nothing that you will not be able to accomplish. For you are gods and goddesses. Indeed.
Thank you, Zora.
Indeed. Thank you, Quasar and Soraya.
And thank you so much, Anne.
Yes, thank you all. We learned
really
a lot
love and
today.
Appreciate you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
And that's the end of the call. Thank you, Quasar. Bye, honey.
Bye-bye.